Brum, brum. Timothy's French Day, which he has every year, Stefan came and he finished up down in the barn, and to be honest, I didn't take any notice of him, and he was obviously drawing a picture of the Hall and Scott. Well, this is the picture he took, and I thought it was so blooming good, you'd probably all like to see it. The rest of the video is about getting ready for Goodwood, really. You can't believe how much work we did. But anyway, tomorrow we'll be loading up and we're ready to go.
Well, that's looking very black.
Yeah, well, you know, this morning, before you were here, Ducky, this all just looked like brand new. I mean, it looked like that. Now,
Yeah, like...
So we don't want that all looking like... I've never touched that. I've never antiqued that. That is as it come. And all I've done is cleaned it up and everything. Well, we don't want that to look brand new and that to look like that. So obviously we want to make it match a bit. So I sprayed it with cheap underseal. And you give it a bit of that.
Oh, I see.
And then you wipe it off. Bit of artistic licence here.
And you're making it look 100+ years old.
Well, I want it to look, you know, like proper. This is duck oil what we're spraying on. You know, this is a long going thing. You know, what we'll be doing is we do that, you see, and then we get the cloth and we wipe it. You see, and it sort of took that brand new look off it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That's a lovely bit there, Susie, isn't it? Must switch it on.
How was that, Ivan?
Well, it's very good, but it doesn't want to go right back to the stop, so I'm going to put a stronger spring on there. See, look.
Let me see.
I think we need a little bit of adjustment somewhere. Here perhaps.
Yeah.
Lovely. See, look, that's wet now. Look, it's come unfrozen. But if we have to, I've got a really good plan. I'm going to put on the back of there, I'm going to machine up a lump and run oil through it so that it's directly on the carburetor to warm it up.
Okay.
But
well, we've not got a huge amount of time now.
No, listen, we've got plenty of time. But I tell you what, go. It's got so much poke. It spins its wheels even on the concrete as easy as winks. So I think it's going to be very good.
Great.
And if I can get it firing on them cylinders a bit better, it'd be even better. But I can't imagine why. I mean, obviously they're the furthest away cylinders, aren't they?
Yeah.
But, you know, I can't see that affecting it. Spark plug lead fell off, look.
Oh dear.
Like that. Right, well, we tried this out and it all works fabulous. We're absolutely knocked out with it. It goes up the road like a good one. But when you first start it up and it's ticking over, just like one of our followers said he's carved sticks with the frost. That turns into frozen. You know, you can see it's got frost on it, and that sticks. But the minute you warm it up, for any length of time, it goes away and it's perfectly good. But it's always a little bit of a worry, and we come up with this plan. We've got this lovely big area here, and there's a load of room between the engine. There's that much room between the engine. So what we're going to do, we're going to make an aluminium thing that goes on there. We're not going to take that away. We're going to keep that because that all is original and works lovely. So we're going to make this aluminium ring that comes up here and has an oil feed one side and an oil feed the other side, as the original set up on here. So the oil will come out the engine, go round and out again. And then we'll make these screws longer to hold it, and so you'll have heat directly on there. Obviously, it takes the time for the oil to warm up, the same as it takes the time the rest of it warm. But once the oil's warm, that's going to be warm instantly. So I think that will work like a charm, and it's absolutely directly on the place where it freezes. So that's what we're going to do. So me and John are just discussing now the bit he's going to turn up from a big lump of solid alley that's going to have an orifice in here. We'll weld a plate on the top of it, we'll put a connection in there and a connection in there, like that. And then that will go down to the engine and the other one as per the original setup. And I think that would be a really good thing. Not so much instantly, but when you do get it warm, that's going to be warm, lovely, you know. I think that would be a really good idea. So that's what we're going to do. So we've got a bit of a drawing. We're going to make a thing sort of that thick with a gap all the way in here so that the heat can come in, go around there and go out there. So the minute yours hot, that's going to be a source of heat to get rid of the frosting. So that's what we're going to do.
Right, so we put the four-jaw in because holding a big lump of alley like that is a lot safer, and you can get it more accurate.
Yeah. And where do we get that from, John?
Well, that come from the scrapyard, I think.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, so that was
nothing like doing it on the cheap.
Cost about £3.
Yeah, we pay scrap value.
Yeah, so we'll clock that up now and get it dead accurate.
Yeah.
Start machining, hopefully.
Yeah, why am I looking at myself?
Turn the camera around the other way.
Oh, it should be like that. Right, start again.
I don't know about it. It must be them lead soldiers again.
Yeah, I think it's lead soldiers. They love that, won't they? We'll have to do that. Yeah, right. So this is a nice bit of alley that we got from the scrapyard, so it didn't cost very much. And old John's put it in the stock four-jaw because it's safer and better to machine. So anyway, so that's the raw material is the word, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Right.
Right. So the car is not firing on the N2 cylinders. If you squirt stuff on it, which you've probably seen from the video previously, it is not firing on the N2 cylinders like it's firing on the middle. So I went and had a chat with Tim, and he reckons the gas is going up, going in, and going that way a lot easier, a lot easier that way. And then when it goes this way, he reckons that the fuel might fall out of suspension, and that is why those cylinders are rich and not firing as good as these cylinders, which are weaker. So what we're going to do, we're going to make a gasket up to go on there, but we're going to make it out of aluminium, and we're going to put a flat there to try and stop the gas going into the end cylinders as it is, just to see if it makes a difference. I mean, it's no problem to take it out, it's no problem to put it in. So if it makes a difference, it's good. And if it don't make a difference, well, we take it out.
Okay.
But I think it's a good idea.
And did he say that there was like liquid fuel pooling? Is that there?
Yeah, no, it's in the other half. You know, the bit where it goes like that.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the bit where it goes like that, we think it goes round and in that one, lovely. And then as it goes round to this one, it's not quite so efficient. So we reckon cutting the fuel down going into that one.
Okay.
So we're going to have, I reckon I'm going to make it about like that.
Okay. Well, let's see.
So that would be...
Next step.
That would be about that much. And we'll see. And then, because if it makes it better, we might make it that much. If it makes it worse, we might just sort of...
Okay.
It's experimenting, but it's so easy to do. It takes 2 seconds to slide it in, slide it out, you know.
What we're doing, we're finding the centre.
Finding the centre of that.
Finding.
Yeah? Finding.
Yeah. So what you do, you turn that until it moves off centre. You'll see it go like that. Lock that to 0. Go on the other side. And do it again when it goes like that. Look at that reading, and the centre of that is half that amount.
Oh, okay.
What is that? 23, 6.
Right, this is a new idea. Instead of making up a complete gasket, we put that on the car, and then we have a bit of shim like this, which we just slide in there. Hopefully, there'll be enough compression on that to be able to not leak. I don't think it'll leak, because look, you can hardly feel that. And then we could slide it in like that, try it. Makes a fantastic difference. Slide it back a little bit, and then when we get it exactly what we want, we can then make up a nice gasket.
Oh, that's clever.
But make it adjustable.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Good.
Right, okay, this is the oil heater for the carburettor. There's the chamber where the oil is going to go in. There's your inlet and outlet port for the oil. There's your lid, which is going to get welded on. There's the back where you can see the clearance for the throttle spindle on the carburettor, and also your 3 mounting points. That's it.
That's nice. What are you making there?
Well, what it is, I've decided that all these years I've been struggling without a proper plug box.
Oh, okay.
Now I made this one and it didn't work. It was badly designed. And when you put the plugs in it, they all fell out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this ball up, which I'm going to force in there eventually. And the plugs are going to sit like that. Right, there you are, that's it, done. So I'm going to take them down the bottom and clean them, because Tim's got a cleaner.
And how do you clean them?
Well, we bead blast them actually, but very, very gently. It's no good putting your foot down, you have to just go shh.
Okay.
But the ones that are in there have been cleaned. That fits in there quite nicely, and the thing that works that, the ratchet, that fits in there.
Yeah, and
So
they don't fall out?
No, they don't fall out. It's really good.
Oh, good. Brilliant.
And we mark the top.
A T for top. Well
Because
done.
if you undo it the other way, they all fall out.
Okay, great.
But I've got a bit of swarf in my sock or something, and it's blooming killing me.
Okay.
Years ago, my dad, he come home from work. He said to my mum, he said, I've got a pain in the bottom of my foot. So my mum said, take your shoe off, let's have a look then. And he took his shoe off and he got a button.
Oh,
A
really?
little pearl button at the bottom of his foot. That's that. John has been getting on with making the fittings for our new
let's see.
setup. And we've got this thing that we've made. And I said to John, the most important thing is that when we screw it down, it don't affect that, and it don't affect that whatsoever.
Okay, so tell me about this fitting.
So this is going to be filled up with oil. There's going to be a connection on here like that. That don't fit, but you won't have to screw that up tight. It's gonna...
Yeah, it should fit perfect.
Oh, perhaps I had it wrong, did I? Obviously.
Yeah, it's a little bit tight now. I might just run the dye down that again.
Yeah, anyway, so they're going to go on there.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be a pipe like this, which is actually that one. It's going to go down to the original takeoff for the original one when it was on an aeroplane.
Okay, because you had one before, yeah?
Yeah. So what will happen now is that the oil will go into there, fill up with oil, and then run out and back into the engine,
Okay.
which we will restrict. So we don't want masses of oil pouring in the engine, but enough to be all right. And then obviously that will just get warm with the oil from the engine. So there should be no fear of it freezing up when you're driving it.
Okay, so the oil comes out the oil gallery, goes
Yeah.
up there into our receptor here, which fills with warm oil,
Yeah.
which absorbs into the carburettor.
the
Hopefully,
temperature?
yeah, stop the icing. Then it returns back down here into the sump.
Okay.
But what we've done, we've restricted it so it doesn't affect the oil pressure.
Wow.
It may be, initially it might ice up because it won't be warm oil.
Yeah.
That's
Well, here he is.
see, the problem we had. Did you say, John, about
No,
that?
no, oh yeah.
That one at the bottom, because we could have made that taller, couldn't we?
Well, we could have put,
Yeah.
we could have done a myriad of things, but
yeah, but the other thing, if we'd have had that like there, if we'd have just known,
yeah. Oh God, yeah.
you know,
We could have made that half-inch shorter.
So the challenging bit was back here.
yes,
Yeah. But it does look like they did cut that hole out the back of the carburettor. Because if you look in the carburettor there, you can actually almost see the pipe fitting.
Well, you see, on the side of this mouth, there's
Yeah.
a hole back there, and the what do they call it, the fitting that comes out the engine actually goes into the hole.
Yeah, look, if you look in there, you can see.
Oh, in through the hole. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see the
That's
bit?
how close.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, well, fingers crossed, hey, boys. I'm expecting big things. It's only 20 litres.
That'd be enough to start it, wouldn't it?
Oh God!
That lasts 2 minutes.
Yeah, it lasts about 10 seconds. Then push it outside. Because it now ticks over absolutely beautiful. I would have thought that would have gone by now. There's a problem, John. There's no fuel. Oh, you see. Not as much fuel as I'd have expected. That's good being able to look at that quick like that, isn't it?
Oh, banged Ivan's head with the camera.
Yeah, so it's not why am I looking at myself, it's what's that hitting me on the head.
Perfect. Right, let's try again. Come on, boys.
It's on there. Definitely switch on. Right, don't normally take that much to start it, does it? Definitely sparking because I checked it last night. Yeah, so there was
So what's going on, boys?
Well, what's happened is it's run out of fuel, and normally it's got gravity feed, but when it runs out of fuel, obviously it breaks the link. So now we've got to pressurise it to get it
Oh,
up.
there's like a vacuum.
Yeah.
Right, boys, now, right? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Ready for action?
Press the start, John.
Right, ready?
I know what you say.
I'm doing, I'm making up a proper spacer that we're going to put in between this and that,
Yeah.
which goes in there, which has blocked off this port slightly to try and stop the fuel going there, making it too rich. So we're going to put one in there and one in there.
Okay, symmetrical.
So cylinders 1 and 4 get less fuel on tick over, and
so they're less
they don't
wet.
richen up. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And we've put shim at the moment, so we know that it does actually work, because we've looked at the exhaust and the exhaust is now getting hot.
That's good.
But the shim's not really up to the job.
That's a tweak of the week, isn't it?
Could be. Yeah, so what I've done, I've scribed that onto there to make number 2. So I might put the other one. So we just centre punch the holes, go and drill them, and then just mark it out and cut it out.
Right, this is the longest so far we've driven it on the Miller battery. We're going to drive it down to Asda, put some juice in it, and drive it back. And Susie's going to follow me just in case I break down, which is very unlikely, but we'll see. But it's driving absolutely beautifully, and I think that silly thing that we did in the manifold, which is ridiculous, but I think it's working. So there we are, we've got the bigger fire extinguisher. That's going to make a big difference, that is. Here we go. Here we go. I think as the petrol, it'll go better.
Now what are you doing?
Right, one of our followers worked on Manx Norton's, and he said it's very similar to that. And he sent us a photograph, and it is very similar. So he said, I'll send you a bit of the rubber we use. I was expecting to get a bit like that. I mean, I would have thought that was generous. But we got that. So what a good bloke, eh? So we're going to be experimenting for all the Hall and Scots in the world, I think.
Oh, and that's to go on the rocker.
And goes in there.
Okay.
But it's, unfortunately, it's the perfect thing, I think, because we cut it and get it, it's just the right height and everything. You know, we tried a rocker on it and it's lovely. But, unfortunately, it's cutting it. We're really struggling, so over to John. This stuff, as far as I know, works really well. I mean, it seems to be working. We've put some in the car. But cutting it with a Stanley knife is impossible. You just can't do it. So what we do is, we take it to our sander, and we sand that end, we sand that in, and then we mark it like that. So now we've got a line. Cut it on the bandsaw, which is dead easy. Then when we do the next one, obviously, we put that on the sander.
Or to get rid of the rough edge again.
And it comes back looking like that. So it's really good. So in other words, you can do 2 at a time. You do that one, you do that one, you mark it, cut it twice, and then it gives you 2 of them, right? So now you've got 2 of them. So John's made this tool up where you just mill the slot. So you put that in the slot. So see? You put that in the slot, push it back right down hard, like that. Really down.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, this is not it's not as wide as the ones in our car, but as you can see, look, it fits. You see, you've got a lovely finished edge.
Yeah.
And as I say, to cut it with a Stanley knife was impossible. You had to have a new blade every
And
time.
remind me, that stopped the oil
And what happens is, the rocker, I'll get a rocker, stay there, Susie. See, on a modern car, this would be completely enclosed, so you wouldn't, nothing would be outside. But that goes in there.
Yeah.
Let's find one that fits nicely. See, that goes in there, and then it's got a roller on there, and it goes like that. But then this is full of oil, so it's throwing oil all the time up against there. And the only way that is going to seal is with that in there, and then that rubs on there.
Okay.
Like an O-ring sort of thing. So as the rocker goes, it does that.
So that's all fitted to the engine in the car we're using?
Yes, we've actually done it in the car we're using. Actually, this is square on the ends, whereas my one, it's just got a milling cutters gone along and it's got a radius. This is later than my engine, because if you look at this, you see how it's got that set of bolts there? Well, they made a 6-cylinder engine, so all they did was they unbolted that and then stuck another lump on there.
Okay.
Whereas my car hasn't got that. So it's obviously earlier, I think.
The pure 4-cylinder.
Yeah, that's it. That's the word, I think.
So you drained the oil?
Yep, and now we're going to fill it up with plastic 2050.
Okay, perfect.
To be honest, I've almost put the right amount in, just wants a tiny bit more.
It's never had such clean oil in it.
No, you're right.
Fresh oil in the car, what do you think, Ivan?
Lovely. Yeah.
So where are we up to? It's Thursday today, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, this is it now. Tomorrow, obviously, we'll be going off to Goodwood. So what we've got to do is sort the tools out, sort the bits of spares out that we take, plugs and that. Might clean the plugs. But it's going really good, and it's a different car. You know, you can bum along in top, boom, 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 boom. You don't have to rev it up every 5 minutes. It ticks over. It's like a proper car. So I'm very pleased with that. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to wash all the mud off it and try and make it look respectable, so that when we go for scrutineering, it all looks tickety-boo. And there's a little bit of slack in the steering, so I think what we do, we'll get it in the warm, and between now and this evening, I'm going to take the back of the steering box off, because you can move the thing in and out very slightly, and I'd like to try and get that gone. Other than that, the car's ready to go.
And the warmer, the heater on the carb, that's working?
This morning we started it up, and it was as if we'd forgotten it, which, to be honest, probably was true. But anyway, we just started it up, and then we buggered about a bit for a minute, and then I drove it round the block. I didn't do anything clever, and it didn't give any trouble whatsoever.
And it was quite fast?
It's too fast for the road.
Okay.
I mean, there's a couple of straights where with the twin carbs I could have held it flat out, but you can't hold it flat out now. You have to lift off because it just becomes frightening.
And what's the other job you've done? What did you say about this hand pump?
Oh, yeah, well, luckily, Timothy had some washers that weren't the right size, but they were made, obviously, wrong. And Laura gave us one, and it was, you know, if you'd have looked at it, you'd have said, oh, it's completely wrong. But as it happens, we put it in the lathe, made a little tool up just to hold it, and John managed to machine it up, and it's working like a charm. Except that's all sticky now. That wants a little bit of 3-in-1 on there, which all should do. We fitted the new fire extinguisher that's about 2 inches longer than the previous one.
Oh, yeah, that's the right one.
Anyway, that's in.
And you've got the windscreen back on now. Is that going to stay on?
No, we're going to take that off, but I had to put it on because I couldn't drive it with it, you know.
You're such a sensitive soul, Ivan.
Well, the wind was hitting me in the face and all that, you know. It makes a big difference. I tell you can't believe how good it is. And it takes 2 minutes to take it off, so it ain't like it's a big job. So we'll do that. So that's it, really. It's clean, clean, clean.
Numbers on.
Numbers on. And just get it all looking tickety-boo.
Great.
And we'll,
John's doing all the work again, Ivan.
John's gone home now, so I'd like you all to know that I'm here still with an oily rag, cleaning everything and checking everything and looking at everything, because tomorrow morning we'll have a couple of hours before we have to load up. So, you know, we'd still have 2 hours to do something if we found something. Number 2 is on.
Yeah.
Quite a good number.
I hope I got that right.
and then another one will go on the bonnet at an angle. Thought we'd do that. And I'm going around with the with the oily rag, but it's all looking really good. Obviously we've got to take this off. I had to put it on for testing because it's blowing my head off from wearing glasses and that, my eyes are streaming. But it's going very good, I'm telling you, that carburettor. And the nice thing is you can put it in the top gear and it goes boom, 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 and just bowls along. Whereas with the twin carbs, you have to sort of keep it alive all the time, whereas you don't have to. It's just like, it's like driving a Morris Oxford.